afternoon. We are 5 members of Geese Theatre Company. We'll just introduce ourselves, starting at that end.
Hello, I'm Daniel. Afternoon, my name's Andy.
Hello, I'm Liz.
My name's Lou.
And my name's Dave.
Okay, the others are going to go backstage, and I'll just say a little bit about who we are and how this is going to work. Geese is an independent professional theatre company, and we're also a registered charity. And our remit is to work primarily in the criminal justice system. So we do a lot of work with offenders and people who work with offenders. But we also work with professionals, volunteers and students who work in areas like social care, health, mental health, education, etc. And one of the things we do is we use interactive theatre.
So what we mean by interactive means we're going to be talking to each other throughout the afternoon. Is that going to be okay?
Yes.
Again, the first 5 rows are playing. Let's see if we can't progress this a little further back. Is that going to be... I'll give you a little clue. The interactive moments I usually end with a question mark. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, this is not a lecture. You feel free. The more you shout out, the more you get involved, the more fun we have, that's for sure. Right, here we go. Diving positions. Everybody, please, take a deep breath in. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. Look where we are. Look where we've ended up, ladies and gentlemen. We've gone into a house in a city. We're looking through the window. We're in.
And Oki did it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your turn now, Mum, said Oki, holding out his hand. Beyond the wood, Oki and his mum ran up the hill and all the way down to the sea. Come on, Oki, called his mum. Would you like to paddle in the sea with me?
Oh, won't she? That can't be too hard, can it, eh? Silly mummy, can't even read a kid's book properly.
So I really think the performance was great at stirring up the students' feelings. When they were watching the play, they were really engaged in what was going on, and they were, just through observing the actors, they almost became parts of that play, I think, themselves. So through doing that, it really did stir up their emotions and their thoughts, and also around things such as empathy. They really felt for the characters, because they're in the same room with them. They almost felt engaged with them through the whole performance.
Well, I heard that Dad was both a tosser, a twat and a dick. I heard he has some sort of like anger and control issues which he's trying to place on the family. I heard there might be some sort of drink issues as well, as he said he might be going to the pub.
So I remember at the time when the actors came in and they were engaging with the students then, the students, you could see, felt quite uncomfortable and almost maybe a little bit intimidated.
Would you say that the performance had the effect to challenge students, make them feel upset, make them feel uncomfortable?
It's a very emotive subject. I think the students were very engaged with it because of the way that it was presented. And I think they were engaged right from the start. I think they had an emotional reaction to what was happening in front of them because of the nature of the scenarios that they were presented with. And I think it really was of great benefit to their learning. I think they took a lot away from the performance.
If you work out, just try and look at do some mind mapping about the different themes and honing in. So like we said about education, too massive, too big education. But it's okay to start with because you are going to hone it down. So if you can hone it down, do some mind mapping first and get a topic, then after that we'll work on a research question.
All people on that.
Do you want to go with autism?
I'm happy. I think there'll be a lot of evidence and a lot of research. So
There's some interesting subjects.
So you've been listening to it, aren't you?
yeah.
So the thing is,
But then we have to
not here.
Getting down to
one
question, yeah.
So you've got around
We've got to keep it relevant to ours as well and not learning disabilities.
Right, okay. So, what did we pick up on autism from last week?
You can also do anger issues, because there's a lot
of people coming to A&E and it's always so massive.
And what would be your question around it, because it's up and down now that way?
You know, it is that structure exactly we talked about earlier about community. Yeah. You automatically link with people, you know, you've got networks, you've got kind of a role, all those things. And then when you come out, you haven't got a role, you haven't got your community, you don't know who to talk to, and it feels nice to go back there. You know what the expectation is there. Safety net. That's exactly what it is in the old hospitals, were exactly the same, weren't they? And then prisons have replaced the old hospitals.
Is it like a rehab program? Because I know like people have been in a mental health hospital for a long period of time and they have become institutionalised, they have become like rehab. Is there
They have gone there, yeah.
Lack of support when they're discharged, because it's very hard to be person-centred once they're discharged because there's no resources there to give them. I've noticed, if you were a CPN, you try to put all these things in place for this person and all the services are just getting cut because there's no funding.
Thinking about this year and how 201cc is going, this is the third time that we've run it now and the second time that we've used the drama, and I think it's settling in and people are getting more familiar with it, so we're able to maximise the opportunities from reflecting on the drama and using that to pull all the concepts in the module together. And generally the students find the thought of doing evidence-based practice quite scary and can get very worried, and they do seem to be a little calmer this year.
What are your views on how inquisitive or insightful you found the students today and picking up on the point?
They were fantastic. Lots of insight, lots of people identifying a lot of the issues that we put into the piece, but also looking at some of the stuff that was underlying some of the scenarios as well. So, and people willing to take that to quite an interesting depth. So not just looking at what we were presenting on the surface, but willing to think about what that might mean for the family that we were presenting.
What are you feeling like now, having watched that performance? Are you shocked? Are you surprised about what happened? Has it made you upset?
It is thought-provoking. I'm not surprised by what goes on because I think it comes down to education of issues.
I'd probably say, I wouldn't say I'm angry after it, but more at the fact it does represent real life and that people just don't have a clue about like mental health problems, learning disabilities, and that they very much take it in the wrong way, and it just gets me a bit het up.
Yeah.
It was right now I don't really like the words they use wasn't really good, but like seeing like the little guy Ben went through that kind of situation, it was really bad, and it only takes a little education, only takes a little bit of support to help someone else, because the mom was going through a lot, and if there was a lot of opportunities that would miss there, that would have just helped his life forever.
The space we're in is great, and yes, I think there is something about it being a theatre space, but not a proscenium arch theatre space, not a sort of theatre space that has a fourth wall, pretend we're not really watching. Part of our work is about how we can engage and interact and pull the audience into the world that we're presenting.
What do you think is most key for you and your actors to get across? What do you really want the students to take away?
Well, a number of things we want the students to take away from a performance like that. I think one of the absolute value of using theatre is because it takes a case study that you could have on paper and it brings it to life. And it brings it to life in 3 dimensions. You get a holistic picture of this family. You don't just see, oh, there's mum, she's insulin dependent. You see how that impacts on her ability to parent. You see the fact that she's not in a great relationship and how that impacts on her diabetes, impacts on her parenting, and then you see the ramifications of that. And I think one of the things that we try to do is allow people to gain an insight into that family, looking in 3 dimension, to think about what's going on for that family, but also to feel. Because I think it's the feeling stuff that the theatre gives you. It gives you affect, it gives you emotion. You can't really, I hope, you can't look at the last sequence with Ben being arrested on the floor without feeling some sort of empathic response to what he's experiencing. And I think that's what the theatre gives you. It gives you the cognitive, but it also gives you the emotion. And I think that's probably the bit that people remember, is it how did it make me feel? And then if the students can take that into their nursing practice or into the case studies that they're writing up, the feeling stuff, I think that potentially can have the most impact on their professional practice.
So you'd have Geese Theatre back then next time?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, thank you.